Hello and welcome, my fellow MMA enthusiasts. Also, thank you all for 300,000 subscribers. You are incredible and each deserve a homemade chocolate chip cookie. We are back with some more interesting MMA news for the month of September in 2025. Although I do have to tell you, this month's worth of information is rather uneventful.
Ah, that's a shame.
Although, to be fair, with events like the White House card on the horizon, everything else seems kind of uninteresting to hear about. But that sure as hell is not gonna stop us, or Dillon Danis, because he's the first piece of information I have for you today. And not that anyone would believe this fight would happen for even a hot moment, but he has, and still is, calling out for a match with former world's strongest man, Eddie Hall.
Okay, let me do. You're only 200 pounds. I'm 170. I can come back now.
In case you have not been keeping up on Mr. Hall's life and activities, he has recently grown a rather large fondness for the cage. And so he has been seen training with several different famous MMA fighters, including the likes of Tom Aspinall. However, there is no contract revealed or signed yet, because if there was, it would be an absolute circus, but certainly would be an extraordinary match for the times should we put it together. Also, I forgot to mention that Eddie Hall has already competed in the cage, tossing around two men like half his size.
Are in right now as well. And here we go on the replay. They're lifting up on the pile driver. Now they're closing the distance. There's the right hand as he comes in.
Who were also just internet famous guys. They weren't even like fighters. Now, our second piece of relevant MMA news related stuff to happen this month was Jake Matthews trying to appeal his loss against Neil Magny. Officially, Neil Magny beat Jake Matthews in round number 3 via submission, but unofficially, and to the eyes of many, both UFC staff and fight aficionados, Jake Matthews had completely sent Magny unconscious at the end of round 1. Jake Matthews had sunk in a guillotine on Neil Magny and ended up in the full mount position, appearing to have choked him completely unconscious, and to many viewers, had thought he'd won the fight. However, it would seem that the ref officiating the match, Jim Padios, hopefully I said that correctly, had some minor amounts of confusion during the time, and when he heard the bell, stopped the match because the round was over and allowed the fighters to go to their corners. Now, to his credit, Neil did pop up pretty readily and went to his side, prepared to continue the fight. There's a solid chance he didn't even realize he was KO'd, if in fact he was. That said, many commentators and viewers believe that the ref was calling a stop to the match prior to the bell going off because Neil was out and unable to continue. But as it stands right now, the fight is still a little bit fresh and no official decision has been made as of the time of recording this video. It should be going out on the 1st of October, so if something changes by then, please feel free to write it in the comment section down below. And now our final piece of relevant MMA related news. Again, I'm sorry there was so little, there just was nothing happening in the month of September. Actually has very little to do with MMA at all, but rather Dana White founding the Zuffa Boxing label.
I took a lot of things from boxing that I loved and a lot of things from boxing that I hated when we built the UFC. I'm gonna do the same thing on the boxing side now.
Dana intends to bring a new spin, a new UFC style spin to the boxing world, including arena, rule changes, title changes, and of course, the Saudi and CBS money he recently acquired. And apparently, fighters will also get to decide between the new Zuffa Boxing rules or the Ali Act.
Earlier this week, there was a news story that broke about the Ali Act potentially being amended by UFC TKO with a memo being sent in. Speculation ran wild as to what that can be. Can you talk to that a little bit?
I'd rather not.
Either way, this has the potential to shake up the boxing world as we know it. Perhaps this system will entice many up-and-coming boxers to come on board with the Zuffa Boxing label at a chance for one of their new titles. One guarantee I can make you, however, is they're likely not going to get paid nearly the amount that they could at a different label.
Had enough yet? No. I'm ready when you are.
But they'll probably fight more often. So maybe that'll even it out. But that will do it, my fine MMA compatriots. I really wish that more interesting things happened in the month of September. I am very happy to report that nothing seriously detrimental happened this month in the MMA community, and that the only people severely injured were those who watched Conor McGregor sparring what looked like amateur fighters at random gyms. If you're really going to make a UFC comeback, you're gonna have to get in with some actual killers. Now, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you very much for watching this rather short news update for the month of September, and we will see you all in November. Remember to eat well, sleep well, train hard, and I'll catch you then.